Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, the Frugal. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I'm back now. Where have I been? It doesn't matter. But I'm here to talk to you today about sinking funds. So let's go. So I was recently reading an article on the dire state of savings in the UK, and it actually finally motivated me to make this video talking about what sinking funds are and how they can be used. Before I actually jump into that, I actually want to take you through some of the statistics, if I can get that word out, in the actual article to put the value of sinking funds into context. So let's go through that. And hopefully none of this resonates with you, but if it does, that might suggest that use of sinking funds is for you. So these statistics were from 2018, but let's assume that not much has changed. Things may have improved a little or got slightly worse, and I will link the article below so you can actually look at this yourself and do your own research. Don't take everything you hear on the internet as certain. Just a rule. Anyway, so first statistic, 15% of UK adults have no savings whatsoever, zero. So if anything comes up, they're using either their salary from the month or likely credit to bail themselves out of emergencies, to pay for holidays, to buy gifts, to bridge the gap between salary to salary. And I think we know with the looming recession and just the situation we're in right now as of May 2020, relying on debt and not relying on savings is dangerous. So the next statistic to point out is that 1 in 3 adults has less than £1,500 in savings. Now, of course, that's better than the 15% of adults that have zero. But if you lose your job, is £1,500, less than £1,500, really going to pay your bills, buy your groceries, look after your children if you have them, or pay for all of those necessities? And maybe it'll cover it for a month. But what about month 2? What about month 3? At this moment in time, I don't think there is great job security for those of us that are fortunate to still be working and working from home. I think we all need to be a little wary and cognizant of the fact that things may change overnight. Companies may not feel that they can keep all of their staff on, and so some of us may lose our jobs, continue to lose our jobs moving forward. And with that in mind, if you are going to see your income cut off temporarily or permanently, what's your emergency fund looking like? How much money do you have so that you can survive? You may not be able to thrive, but you can at least survive and tread water to give yourself the chance to look for another job, or give your employer the chance to actually resettle things and bring you back with a full salary. So just as a safety net, £1,500 is not going to be enough in even the short to medium term to get you through a bind. 2 more statistics. So the third, for all the young people out there, 53% of 22 to 29-year-olds have no savings whatsoever. None. Zero. Over half of 20-somethings have nothing. And so I want to encourage you all, if you're in that age demographic or beyond or below it, and you are in that position, to please start thinking about savings. Go back, watch some of my other videos on frugality and budgeting and the importance of living below your means where you can, to give yourself that safety net. And then specifically for women as well, and I want to point this out because it's important for us women that are either by ourselves or in partnerships where we are relying on a partner to do the heavy lifting finance wise. We need our own personal security, whether you're in a solid union or not. We need our own security so that if anything happens, We can look after ourselves, we can look after our children, we can look after our partners if a situation like that arises. You don't want to be reliant on other people's money to protect you from uncertainty. So with that in mind, only 43% of women have reported adding to their savings every month versus 53% of men. Now, the statistic for men is not great, but it's worse for women. And as a woman, a supporter of women, I really want to highlight how dangerous that is. Not being in the habit of saving something, at least something, every single month. Now, I want to be fair to the people that are watching this video saying, well, I can't save. The reason why I can't save is because I don't have enough money. And I will be honest and say that evidence does show that 40% of people argue that the reason why they can't save is because of low earnings and debt. And so that is fair enough. And if you're in that position, of course, please do focus on paying off your debt as quickly as possible. If your income is low, and of course, it's not as easy as just go and get a new job and make more money, but consider side hustles, consider projects on the side that you could use to make more money. But however low your income is, I would still go back and watch my budgeting video to make you think about how you can look at your spending, your essential spending and your luxury spending. We all have things that we can cut out of our budget to give us back more money. It may not necessarily allow you to save, but it may allow you to move away from living on credit cards. It may mean that you spend 100% of the salary that you bring in every month on your bills and necessities and groceries, as opposed to putting a portion away. But that would be better than you overspending 10 or 20% on your credit card every month, building up debt. So I know I'm preaching, forgive me, but in this climate, I cannot stress the importance of trying just to cut down and save. Okay, so that was me being fair to the 40% of people that have more of a valid argument for why saving for them is difficult. But statistics also show that 2/3 of adults in the UK have no financial plan whatsoever. They don't have a saving goal or a spending plan. And for you people out there, there is no reason why you're not saving money. And the reason why you're not saving money is probably because you're not telling your money where to go, which is where sinking funds may come in. Sinking funds, or using sinking funds, is a strategic way of saving small amounts of money each month towards a long-term goal. Be it buying a house, buying a car, saving for a holiday, or even paying your council tax, a bill that is due in 6 months or 12 months. So sinking funds are a way that we can plan our spending and determine how much we need to save over a set period of time to fund that purchase. It's believed that using sinking funds can be quite motivational, primarily because it's a more purposeful and intentional way of saving money, as opposed to just throwing it into a pot. Okay, so how do sinking funds actually work? So the first thing that you have to do is determine what you are actually saving for. So for me, that would be an emergency fund, my MBA fund, my travel fund. I don't have an investment fund, and currently I don't have a fund for bills. I should do, and for some reason I haven't set that up yet. I keep planning to, haven't got around to it. But you may set up a fund for any of those things and more. It may be buying a pet. It could be buying a car. Whatever it is that you have planned for the future and you know you are going to need money, cash, to pay for, make the decision that those are going to be your sinking. Make the decision that those are going to be your sinking funds. Then the next step here is to determine how much money you need for each individual goal, and then set the timescale. So an example of this would be that you are planning to buy a car in May 2021 and you need £5,000. Your council tax is due in April 2021. It's going to cost you £1,000. You want to throw a birthday party in October 2020 and it will be £500. And then Christmas gifts are going to cost you £600 in December. So then the next thing you do is you look at your salary and your budget. You work out how much money you have available to save. And then you work out how much money you need to save each month for each individual goal, and you break up your savings like that. And finally, you start putting the money into each sinking fund. So the one thing that I haven't mentioned with the sinking funds is that you can, with your bank, set up a number of different savings accounts. And that's the beauty. You are genuinely, physically separating your money into separate pots. Some of the challenger banks and some of your traditional banks will actually let you name your fund. So it may be Cuba 2021 for me, if we're allowed out by then. It might be NBA. It could be Christmas. You can actually name it. And again, the names make it even more motivational, because you know every time you look at your fund against the name, you know how far you've got in reaching your goal. And I quite like that. I quite like to see the money grow against the thing I know I'm going to spend it on. It's just having that mental target, and kind of, I'm very target orientated. So if I know that I have a £10,000 saving goal for something, and I can see that I have 6,575 in there, I get really excited because I'm like, oh, I'm close. It's grown. Whereas if I have £20,000 of money in a pot, that's brilliant. But if I know I have 10 things that I need to spend money on my MBA, I need to have an emergency fund, I want to go on holiday, I want a kitchen, I blah, 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 blah. It's great, but it doesn't feel the same. So just to say that great as sinking funds are, as motivational as they can be, you still need discipline to save and not dip into the fund. It's important for you to understand that your long-term goal is more important than short-term gratification. That instant gratification feels great in the moment, but when you look back in 6 months' time, a year's time, even a month's time, when you needed that money and you can't quite remember what you spent it on, it gets old, okay? You start regretting things. You start wondering, where's the money? Like, what are the money? And you lose security. So if you can get your mind into goal setting with your savings and actually starting small and breaking it into manageable chunks, you may find, and I'm hoping that you'll find, that saving is less daunting, and that it encourages you to put a little bit more money aside. It encourages you to put a little bit more money away each month. I know for a lot of us, the idea of owning a home is impossible, because to go from here to there, nothing, to home ownership, for example, how do you even do it? But how you actually do it is every single month you put away a little bit of something. You put away a little bit of something and a little bit of something and a little bit of something, and in 7 years or 10 years, suddenly you realise you have £50,000, you have £20,000, you have £10,000, that if you didn't just make the decision to put away those small little chunks, you'd have had nothing. And that's how it works. And that's the beauty of sinking funds. If you can split up your goals, your requirements in life into little manageable chunks, put a time scale on them that is accurate, you can break your goals into manageable steps, and it will actually facilitate you getting there. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos on budgeting, saving and personal finance. If you use sinking funds and you've hit your goals and you enjoy them, please do let me know. If you use any particular banks, challenger banks, apps, let me know. Anything that makes my sinking fund journey, my savings journey more fun and motivational. I want to know about it. Okay guys, so until next time, thanks. Bye. Please subscribe. Bye.